Hello, good people. Thank you for tuning back in. Today, I want to talk about O.J. Simpson and how he is part of an ongoing plot that started even before his trial, that is centered with this gematria and numerology and conspiracy that I am educating about with this video blog. And I'm going to show you how it fits right in with the word honky, up to Trayvon Martin, up to Michael Brown right now, and a bunch of things in between, including the Rodney King incident, which happened on March 3rd, 3/3, the same date Trayvon Martin was buried, also March 3rd. So remember this number, 3/3. All right, so let's start with O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson was a celebrity in this nation for being two things: a star football player and a Hollywood actor. An actor and an athlete. And if you follow this blog, I've talked about how athletes are in many ways much like actors. So, OJ, his real name is Orenthal James Simpson. Orenthal sums to 39 in gematria, James sums to 12, Simpson sums to 33, this crucial number. We find that in our media, many establishments such as the New York Times were established on dates that sum to 33. Words such as Newsweek and People equal 33. Lots and lots of this. Same with the police. The word police equals 33. So the full name Orenthal James Simpson sums to 84, which is exactly what United States of America sums to using this same method. And the two methods are name and code name, which you see in the center top of the page if you can locate that with your eyes. Just pause it if you need a moment to absorb this information. Please pause. And also know that below in the comments I have linked my blog, which shows all the math for this. The reason I don't write all the math up on here is because it becomes an eye clutter and just overwhelming for most people. Even as is probably overwhelming for a lot of people. So I apologize. So bear with me. I will explain it. All right. So when we think of the number 84, which United States of America sums to, we probably all think of George Orwell's book 1984 about this futuristic police state that's always at war for unknown reasons, and it seems like it's full of corruption and fear. It's not exactly like the present day United States of America because we're more full of like consumerism and television and I guess what I would call false happiness. So it's not as grim as 1984, at least not yet, and hopefully it never will be. But it's a similar world. There's parallels there. So moving back to the name O.J. Simpson, his initials OJS sum to 44, which also happens to sum to the word kill in gematria, which I did the math for up there, 11 plus 9 plus 12 plus 12, just going with where the letters are in the alphabet. The word hope also sums to 44, as does faith. Faith and hope are also 44 words. So, O.J. Simpson. In gematria, he has a very curious name. The numbers 33 and 39 are curious. They're paired in James Madison to New York to the Declaration of Independence. So these aren't just arbitrary numbers, and they don't just show up in anybody's name. Why don't you apply this method to your own name to see what you find? See if you have a name like this. Perhaps you do. I mean, there's a lot of us out there. There's a chance you could have a name like this, but go ahead and do it. See what you find out. It would be nice if you even shared it on the blog. That would be cool. If you shared down in the comments what your name summed to. You don't even have to write your name. You could just say what the sum was. Anyhow, let's see. So, moving on with this O.J. Simpson hoax with 33 at the center of it, look at the date and time that the crime scene was found. It was found at 12:10 in the morning, so just fresh into the new day. If you look at the story, it says dogs were barking on late June 12th, which is what attracted the eyes that came and witnessed it at 12:10 on June 13th. What's significant about 121, that number, is that 11 times 11 equals 121. The book of Revelation, if you do it with the larger method, like name up here in the middle of the page, Revelation sums to 121. With the smaller method, like code name up here, Revelation sums to 49, which both reduce to 4. And in the Bible, the fourth book is called Numbers, and in numerology, the number 4 is foundation. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to talk more about that foreign CNN in a second. So the crime scene date, if you sum the numerology of it as I did, 6 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 4, it sums to 33. And I think most of us who were living know where we were when all this stuff happened in the O.J. Simpson trial. The white Bronco chase, white Broncos are referred to in Revelation. That's why I bring that up with the 121. I really do think these madmen who code all this stuff, I believe they are truly following a code that is within the Bible, which I do not understand fully, but am coming to learn more and more. So also, the crime scene was on South Bundy. The gematria of South Bundy is 42, which in numerology is said to be the meaning of life number. In English, words such as war, sin, gun sum to 42. So does the word sub, as in below, 42, meaning of life. Think about that. Strange. If you add the DR for drive, like how you would commonly write the address on an envelope, it sums to 55, which equates to words such as Satan, psychology, and numerology. And going back to the Bible, the Gutenberg Bible is credited with being published on March 22nd, 322, 1455. So the year 55 in the 15th century. Interesting. Gutenberg Bible. Anyway, that date, supposedly, O.J. Simpson murdered Ron Goldman. The name Ron is 47. The name Goldman is 66. The Bible is 66 books in length. The word Christian sums to 47 with the codename method. Ron Goldman sums to 113, this number that's found all over. And if you watch my other blog posts, I will educate more about 113. Think about what 11 times 3 is. The verdict for O.J. Simpson came on October 3rd, 1995. October is the only month with 33 gematria. The date sums to 28, which represents the complete cycle. That's the complete solar cycle in nature, at least as it's taught in science. It's the number of years the World Trade Centers were open. They were open 5 years after MLK assassination on April 4th, 1973. They lasted for 28 years and 7 months and 4 days. February is a tribute to 28. That's why there's 28 days. What gets real interesting is his O.J. Simpson's 3-star attorneys were Robert Shapiro, Robert Kardashian, and Johnny Cochran, and all of their names sum to 74. Both the names Robert equal 33 and the names Shapiro and Kardashian sum to 41. Johnny Cochran's is 35, 39, I believe. He gets that 39 in there. And in the case of Robert Kardashian, his daughters Kim and Khloe both have 33 names. Kim is married to Kanye West, which has a gematria of 33. Not uncommon for musicians. The word rock star itself equals 33 in gematria. The word hip in hip-hop equals 33. The word rhyme equals 33. The one word that doesn't rhyme, orange, also sums to 33. Probably all part of the little riddle they coded into our language. So just check this out. I mean, if you ask how this could happen, maybe it's MK Ultra. We've all heard of MK Ultra, right? If you haven't heard of MK Ultra, just turn this video off and go learn about that. It's even more important. I'm just showing you all the numbers behind all this madness, how it's all done. So if right now you're doubting, you're going, no way, no way. Well, let's look at the more recent O.J. Simpson headline when we go, oh, what a buffoon. I want to show you what a hoax this is. It happened on September 13th, 2007. The numerology of that date is 22. And we live in an era where we cannot get a numerology of 33. The next date that will be possible will be September 29th, 2029. The last date was at the end of 1999. There's just no numeric possibility for 33 with that method. So, Galanter. This is his attorney for his most recent heist where he robbed his own merchandise, supposedly. The attorney's name sums to 33. He got a 33-year prison sentence, 13 years to the day he was acquitted of the murder trial of Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman. 13 years to the day. Again, October 3rd, 13 years. Scottish Rite Freemasonry has a highest degree of 33. York Rite Freemasonry has a highest degree of 13. And the word York itself has a gematria of 33. So you see how all this stuff ties together. They're like the secret mafia that are running our world. If you go back in time and look at what the O.J. Simpson trial did for CNN, you will find that it saved the network. CNN was going under. They didn't have enough to generate the news that they needed to the coverage they were to pay for the coverage they were providing. It wasn't generating enough ratings. It wasn't interesting enough. Well, that all changed with the O.J. Simpson trial. Robert Turner III, better known as Ted Turner, established CNN on the 33rd parallel in Atlanta, Georgia. ATL is abbreviated 1 plus 20 plus 12 equals 33. The names Robert and Turner sum to 33 in gematria. His birthday is November 19th, 1938. If you sum 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 3 plus 8, it sums to 33. The date 1119 is a tribute to the year 1119, the year the Knights of Templar were established. Knights of Templar in gematria sums to 77. The 77th meridian runs through Washington, D.C., where the Washington Monument is located of 555 feet in the Pentagon of 5 sides with a 5-acre court and 5 floors. The total height of the Pentagon is 77 feet tall, and on 9/11 it was Flight 77 that hit the Pentagon, supposedly. Think about it. Where these numbers come from is the King James Version of the Bible. The word Christ equals 77 in gematria, and it is used exactly 555 times in the King James Version. The book of Genesis, the first book of the Bible, sums to 33 in gematria. The Bible is 66 books in length. This is where all these numbers come from, people. Ron Goldman, 6647. For the number 47, these words equal 47. Judge, obey, authority, president, Caesar, Christian, Republican, Whig as in Whig Party, candy. On the flip side, the word fruit equals 74. Jesus equals 74. Cross equals 74. Lucifer equals 74. Occult equals 74. And the reason I did it in that order, people, with occult at the top, is because I'm telling you, that's what they've done. The occult have taken over this world. They are the Freemasons. They have tricked us into believing in their systems. They have made us our slaves. And they've done it in large part in recent decades through the television. Of course, they had us before, obviously. But they've taken it to a whole new level. And now all we trust is the television. And we hate truth seekers. And we hate truth tellers. And this is what has to change. And we can change it by sharing the truth. So we just got to be brave. Thanks, people. Encore. I just want to say how all this is possible is maybe through things like MK Ultra. I don't know what our government's capable of. But the other way it's possible is just by bribing people. Perhaps Ron Goldman and Nicole Simpson took a huge settlement and went off and are living a nice life together. And perhaps O.J. Simpson is living a nice life too and we all think he's in prison. It could all just be a big hoax.